So, let me properly introduce my guest at this time, who's been a veteran in the wrestling scene since the early 2000s. Simply Luscious is joining me right now. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, I've been a fan of yours for quite some time.
Aw.
I've been a fan of yours, and I first heard of you through the indie scene, and I also heard of you through a company called Magnificent Ladies Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
So I've been a fan of their product for many years, and I may have purchased a video of yours. Maybe I purchased so many videos I lost track of the wrestlers and here and there. Um,
Yeah.
so you've been wrestling um, you've been for quite some time. You're definitely a veteran, as I point out. Um,
Yes, sir.
so how?
Hold on, please.
So,
Yeah, I trained Shawn Michaels in 1998. Wait, no, not 98. 2000, sorry. Sorry, I'm dealing with a sick. Yes, you don't want to say hi. My daughter said hi.
hello, daughter.
She's been sick all day.
I,
Oh, she said hi.
she's so
She's going to be a wrestler too, Wendy.
she's
Okay, what were you saying? My husband's supposed to be home right now, but
okay.
there's a bad hurricane in Corpus, and the weather's bad over here in San Antonio.
Okay.
So
So
I'm doing.
so okay. The first question I wanted to ask is, as far as your career around for quite some time, as far as longevity, what has been the key to your longevity as a wrestler that's made you make it this far?
Well, I am 44 now. I think when I had a kid at 40, I took some time off. I think that definitely helped. And then I had my son, so that's like 2-3 years off. And now I'm doing great. I just started back up again. I don't know if you heard, but after my son, my first match back, I popped one of my implants.
Ooh.
So then I had to take some more time off and have surgery. So I just now came back, and I'm good to go.
Wow.
Yeah,
It
that was
happens.
very unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think taking time off and just, I don't know. I'm pretty beat up, though. Oh, my husband told me, okay, I'm free now.
Okay.
Okay, now to be quiet.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to have you on, and that I've been a fan of yours for so many years, and
Where are you at? Are you in New York?
I'm here in Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Why did it say New York? It said New York when I called you.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So you never went to the Women's Extreme Wrestling. You just saw the DVDs, right?
Something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay, I thought maybe you had been to the shows or something.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I had a fan of mine. She had 2 kids. They weren't even in high school yet, and they had just learned about me. And I told them about Women's Extreme Wrestling, and I'm like, this is when you can get it. Like, you could get it pay-per-view kind of. I think it was like, I'm not sure how much it cost, but anyway, you could order it. So they got this, and the kids are in the living room watching, and they had like porn stars. I guess you've seen what they did and stuff on the show. So the whole family's in there watching, and then this happened, and the mom was like, ah! And I didn't know it had all that on there. And she told me the next day, my kids were watching, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I never watched it. I just wrestled. I didn't know they had all that on there. You know? So.
Every I can hear you just fine. So yeah, that's 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 the one thing I didn't even know about that one.
I didn't either, and
So
I told this lady to watch it with her family, and it like opened up with like
wow.
pretty much a porn scene, and they had a big screen TV. She said she just like jumped in front of it. She's like, no.
You know, it will be real nice if these promoters would give a talent like yourself a heads up about certain things that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I got mad like when it happened. Like we were at the ECW arena, and Sandman came with me, and I was so mad before, and I was like, "How dare they?" And he's like, "Look," he's like, "Just think of it. Like all these guys are paying to watch these girls do all this dirty stuff, but then they watch you wrestle. So just think of it as you're their pimp and they're your host, and just take it for what it is." And I was like, "You know what? You're right." And I did, and I got along with them all, and we made money, and it was fun. I made a lot of good friends also, so it was a good experience. But, yeah. Oh, and another thing from being on that show here in San Antonio, there was like 10 top porn stars that are from San Antonio, and they had me on there. Like, it had my picture.
What?
And it had Women's Extreme Wrestling. So people were, like, messaging me, "Oh, I didn't know you did porn." And I was like, "I did not do porn." I was like, it was Women's Extreme Wrestling. And I'm like, there is porn on this DVD. And so, like, people in San Antonio actually thought I was a porn star. So, so let's just clarify, I never did porn.
Wow. Like, man, they gotta love the internet. I guess maybe it was the stage name. They may have thought.
Simply like, yeah. That does kind of sound like a stripper.
Yeah. So, I definitely want to, I like the name, Simply Luscious. So I want to know how you came up with that stage name.
It was actually my ex-husband. He did it. He was Luscious Larry Lava. And then I went to TNA, so I was Nurse Veronica. They used my real name. But now my husband is also, and he's Bryson Scott. He's Mr. Studtacular, so we combined it to Simply Studtacular because we're wrestling together a lot of places now. So I'm trying to get away from Simply Luscious and Simply Studtacular.
Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, Impact, and let's just say that the company has changed dramatically since you were there. I mean, they were TNA, then they were Impact, then they were kind of TNA Impact, and now I guess they have rebranded themselves to GFW, to Global Force Wrestling. Have you been keeping up what's been going on with TNA?
No, sir, I don't. I don't. My husband follows all that, but like I said, I have kids now, and pretty much like I watch cartoons, whatever my daughter wants. I don't really get to watch anything, so my husband follows.
Oh, okay. It's all good. It's all good.
My daughter's in charge now. She's like a mini me. She scares me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I like cartoons too. I like cartoons. I like the Nickelodeon especially. Talking about Rugrats and Doug and Real Monsters. Well, yeah, I grew up watching all of that.
Yeah.
So now, you got any upcoming shows, upcoming matches that people need to check out?
I just recently wrestled for Voodoo Wrestling in Louisiana. I wrestled against Jazz, and my husband came out and hit her with a crutch on the head, knocked her out. Then Rodney Mack came out, and now they've challenged us to a match. So, I don't know what the date is, but I know it's in October. We're going to have a tag match, me, Rodney Mack, and my husband. And then coming up, hold on, baby. Go with Daddy. Go over there with Daddy. I have one against Machko. Actually, I have a shot. The flyer. NAWA, that's in Dallas. And then the other one's in Oklahoma. And that's pretty much the ones coming up.
So definitely check her out in the upcoming shows. Support your local indie wrestling shows near you. Show your support to these talented competitors. A lot of good talent out there, and even though wrestling has evolved throughout the years, there are people out there still don't know much about indie wrestling. especially in their neck of the woods. So it's definitely very important for these wrestling fans, and I get it. A lot of people watch what's on TV. I do too. I'm guilty in charge, but I do go watch the indie shows. Just
Yeah, Texas is getting big again.
oh yeah, and Texas, they have had quite the history with wrestling. Like Shawn Michaels, you mentioned, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Von Erichs, the Guerreros.
Now there's more Von Erichs here in Texas again. There's
Oh,
another
man.
generation.
Wow, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I did a show with them. I didn't know either. I did one with them recently, so
Wow.
pretty cool.
The last Von Erich I heard was from I forgot her name. I think it's Lacey.
Lacey, I wrestled her.
Yeah.
It was me, and Skandar Akbar was my manager.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Just wait till my babies come out. They're going to be the Angel Babies' first tag team ever in history. Right?
Yeah.
There's never been a brother-sister. Okay, I check with her because I'm like, I don't think there's a brother-sister. I know there's brothers, but I've never heard of a brother-sister. So just making sure. So they're going to be the first ever.
You know what? I think you definitely on to something. I've seen brothers. I've seen sisters.
I've never seen brothers. Yeah.
I've never seen brother and sister. I've seen cousins,
Nope.
uncles, but never a brother
Never.
and sister combo. So
Thank you. Just wait.
yeah. So
They're
yeah.
Angel Babies. And with me and my husband teaching them, they can't go wrong.
I'll keep an eye out for sure. You just heard here first here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio was Simply Luscious.
Yep.
So for media wise, for people that wants to keep in touch with your upcoming
Simply
shows.
Luscious on Facebook.
Okay. So
And then my husband is Bryson Scott. He updates everything pretty much for me. He's more up to date with it. So.
all right, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to
Thanks for having me.
thank you so much for being on the show. Truly appreciate it. Continued success.
Yes, sir.
And again, thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
You have a good night. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.